Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, is a very infamous man, to say the least. Music artist turned down a more sinister and evil path. Jeffrey Epstein is a man, an American financier, now known for some of the most heinous and horrendous crimes someone could do. What do these two have in common? They were both in jail/court for sex/child trafficking. But instead of going to the bottom or the roots of the evil that's taking place in our world, reflecting on it, people are making memes. Yes, memes, those images or short videos that are supposed to be funny, but end up being disgusting, insensitive, and gross. But why is all of this harmful? Well, both of these men have committed heinous crimes, and there are very real victims of both of these men. And by making jokes out of it, we take away the voices of those who are trying to speak out and gain justice for themselves, or maybe a family member or a friend, or just anyone they saw or known that was affected by the violence and abuse that was going on. It allows for desensitization that plagues society. Just how many jokes are we going to be okay with telling? And how many people are we going to silence? Because by making jokes of things, we water them down and we tell others that what they're saying isn't valid enough for me to stop making jokes about it. When we do things like this, we ultimately send a message. And that message is, I don't care, as well as the message that we only care about something when it directly affects us. I promise that victims or family of victims or friends of victims don't find Diddy or Jeffrey Epstein jokes, memes funny at all. This pushes us backwards and pulls us away from what we should be doing, fighting against the evil, fighting against the stuff that have come to light, fighting against the things that we learn about on a daily basis. I'm not saying that all memes are bad, but there's definitely, it comes to a point with the more insensitive ones about more controversial people, controversial, evil, whatever you want to use at this point. And I feel like this also applies to presidents/dictators, because I've been seeing a lot of that too. Let's please stop making memes of Kim Jong-un, a literal dictator that manipulates and abuses his people in a country that has no freedom and the people have no voice. I'm tired of seeing memes of making fun of North Koreans when they laugh or cry or smile excessively when they could literally die or work in labor for years. And they have a rule where, like, if you get sent to a labor camp, your next 3 generations also are stuck in labor camp for something that you did. That probably even wasn't anything horrendous to begin with, but just because you smiled the wrong way, you're sent to work in labor camps. So making fun of that is like a slap to the face to those people, even though they have no idea that they're being oppressed. They have no idea what's going on with them because they're manipulated. They don't have internet access. They don't have anything. They're stuck in this bubble of North Korea and they don't know the outside world. But back to the main 2 people at hand that I was talking about. I feel like our meme attitude towards these men show how much society has become complacent in sexuality and abuse. Abuse is now seen as something funny rather than life-threatening, and sexual acts are being seen as humorous rather than an intimate act, one that should be cherished, understood, and cared for, rather than flaunted in a way that rather than it festering into the abuse that happened, and now we are contributing to the spread of making it all a joke. But yeah, very short video. That's basically all I had to say. I just hope everyone understands where I'm coming from and the things that I want to bring to light, and that if you are a person that enjoys these memes, I hope that you rethink your stance on certain actions and words that you've either said in the past or are going to make in the future. And that applies to all of us. Let's be careful what we say. Let's be careful what we do. Let's be careful what we repost, what we like, what we share, and what type of message we want to bring out to the world. Anyway, God bless you guys. Bye.